I don't um, think that there is um, a correlation between loving God and one's economic condition, or God loving you and your economic condition. Because God's love is what we call agape, it's unconditional. And so God loves us when we're doing well, God loves us when we're doing bad. But now we have to understand that uh, God bestows upon us favor, and God, uh, in the words of John Wesley, not the Bible, Wesley, God helps those who help themselves. And so it is our responsibility to navigate our lives through our economic paths and prosperity. So I guess what I'm saying is the condition of the black community, even though we have a high spirituality aptitude and we have a low economic status, has very little to do with our passion and affection for God or God's passion and affection for us. It's about how we respond to our own realities and the decision making and choices that we make. Now, I know that one, we're in our situation because of slavery and the after effects of slavery. It put us in economic and educational deficiency and disadvantage. And so um, the question is how do we navigate ourselves out of this deficiency and disadvantage? But the issue is not we're there because of God's approval or disapproval of us as a people.
I like the way you put that. And let me tell you what I heard, and you tell me if I heard correctly. A lot of times we will believe God to do something for us that we can actually do ourselves.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Expand on
Yeah.
that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. So in Deuteronomy 8, excuse me, it says, and God gives us the power to get wealth. It doesn't say God gives us wealth. He gives us the power to get wealth. So wealth building and economic strength and equity is going to take personal effort and communal effort. And so God is not going to give us wealth. He'll give us the power, the ingenuity, the thoughts, the aptitude, and the attitude to acquire wealth if if we pursue it. But he's not going to bring us wealth and then, we're going to open the mail one day and we're going to have a wealth letter.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
So where does that notion come from? I think most people kind of think, oh man, you're into God, you should be taken care of. Where does that thinking or that mindset come from?
Well, a thought like that, I don't know where it originates, because it originates in a person. But I think that when you think about America and you think about Max Vapor, the sociologist, and his book, oh God, The Spirit of Capitalism, the Protestant Work Ethic,
Yeah.
and the Spirit of Capitalism. Uh, his ethos and philosophy was that we are God's favorite nation, and that's demonstrated because of the wealth that God has bestowed upon America. And now we know the wealth bestowed upon America was not because God smiled on America. It's because America had free labor.
Yeah.
I'll get rich too
Yeah,
if all my laborers are free. And so I think some of that, it was just in the fabric of what I call watershed theology and a eurocentric view, where they saw themselves being blessed and prospering because God's hand was on their life, and they loved God and God loved them, and they were in the image of God. And as a result, they were in a place and a status with God. And so the wealth that they were enjoying, that was coming through antebellum slavery, was they saw it as God's blessing on them as a people. And so I believe that it got in the fabric of the nation, and in the system, and people just start adopting this kind of thought. And then it seems very logical, because the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, and a cattle on 1,000 here, all silver and gold. It seems that if God has everything and I'm his, then he would not withhold anything from me. But the wealth of God is tied to a covenant as well as productive behavior.